Alright, welcome back to another Spinato Spin. Great to have you here, and summer's pretty much kicked off now, folks. This is going to be a little bit of a hot spell coming up, but that's okay. A lot of thoughts percolating in everyone's mind, trying to get themselves going. You know, the seasons of life, real simple. Remember we talked about that a number of times. First of all, you got your winter, then you got your spring, then you got your summer, then you got your fall. Pretty much the summer you want to cultivate and get things going from what you planted in the spring. And let me just see if I can plant some ideas in your head. You know, when people say stuff to you like, how you doing and what's going on, you know, I've developed a tendency to say this a little more often, and I think we all should say it as often as we can. Who knows? Maybe we could start a whole movement going about this. When someone asks you how you doing, you say you're better than good and you're better than most. And that's the truth. And really, why is it the truth? I'll tell you real quick why it's the truth. Number one, the reason why it's the truth is you're doing better than good because, number one, you're alive, and number two, you're moving around. Well, if you're not moving around, at least you're hearing me, right? Some people can't hear, and some people aren't alive. So you're doing better than good, better than most, right? Some people can't even get to a TV or get to a video or get to any sort of tablet. They have no way of doing that. So you're better than good, better than most. How are you better than most? Well, there's 7.6 billion people on the planet, 7.6 billion people that are on this planet, but how many live in the greatest country in the world? How many live in the destination that everyone wants to go to? And that's the United States, and that's where we are right now, and that's where I'm talking to you right now. So if you're in the United States and you're watching this and you're breathing and you're moving around, you're doing better than good and better than most, right? Right. Well, you know, here's something we can start planting our feet in. We can start thinking about people that we think are real special and what they've done for our country, for our way of life, for all the things that we hold dear, right? And one of the best people you can possibly imagine, one of the most incredible people you can ever think of was Abraham Lincoln. Let's just study the life of Lincoln just from afar, and then maybe we'll zoom in and see what we really can find out about Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln was a failure in everything he did. Abraham Lincoln had very little success in the early part of his life. Had a nervous breakdown, failed in business, tried to win some political positions, never won them. But you know what I think the difference was with Lincoln and why he became a very successful person and why he became one of the greatest presidents we ever had, maybe the greatest citizens this country's ever had? You know what it really was? I think he got caught up in something, and this is a lot about our message today. He got caught up in something bigger than himself. You see, you got to see yourself involved in a great opportunity. Well, Lincoln decided he really wasn't in for politics. He really didn't like politics, but he caught on to a cause. He caught on to a feeling that wouldn't let him go, and he believed in all his heart and might that that's why he was put here on this earth. You know, Winston Churchill talks about everyone has a special moment, right? Everyone has a special moment why they were put here. And when they fulfill that moment, they fulfill their destiny. And that's why they were put here. Well, Lincoln believed that too. Lincoln saw himself as the person that was going to be in position to abolish slavery, to correct an injustice that lasted way too long. He fought as hard as he could. And you know, the history, just the way things unfolded, the Republican Party was brand new. It was only into its second opportunity to get elected a president or any sort of position. The Democrats were big. They were in the North and the South, and that was their undoing. That split the votes. And next thing you know, Lincoln got in. But what happened? Anytime you introduce change to anybody, anything, there's going to be a revolt, right? Think about your own life. You're trying to lose weight, trying to quit smoking, trying to do something. There's a revolt going on when that happens. Well, that's what happened with Lincoln. He tried to get rid of the slavery, get rid of all the injustices that were going on, and it caused the Civil War. But he was strong enough to get us through that Civil War, strong enough to allow the freedom and the way of life that people really deserved to win out. Poor guy never got to see the whole thing come to maturity in the end because despite the South losing the war, there were so many people that were against Lincoln that they shot him even after the Civil War. And that's what happened. He was killed by a Southerner, and you know the whole story. It's not a history lesson today. But we got another idea for you here, too, to think about. And I think we got another picture, don't we? Yeah, there we go. Lincoln awful requires it's more coverage than anything else. Well, you got to see yourself involved in a great opportunity is really what the focus is. But, you know, imagine turning your life around in 30 days. Turning your life around in 30 days. How do you do that? Well, you know what you do? Number one, you don't listen to the bitchers, the complainers, the moaners, the excuse makers, all those people out there. Don't listen to them and make them change you and make you negative and make you want to give up. Understand this, and Lincoln knew this too. You're a leader. You're a motivator. You're a builder. You're a coach. It's all within us. You just got to let it come out. You know, don't listen to the doom and gloom crowd either. People telling you that you know the world's exploding, things aren't going to happen, it's going to be the worst thing. A lot of people miss their opportunity because they think the world's going to come to an end. You got to learn how to treat people good. You got to learn how to treat people good, make them feel good. 3 simple processes. Number 1, always do what's right. Number 2, always try your best, and always have people or help people feel the way they want to be feel, the way you want it to be feeling. Right? Got to make them feel good. Give them a sincere compliment. We talked about this a few times. It's real concept. It's a simple concept. I'm amazed more people don't learn this in school. Whenever you give a compliment, think about it and then say, and the reason why I say that is. And when you back it up with something truthful and something that has real meaning and substance, that person will not forget that compliment. You solidified it. In other words, you tell somebody that the blue sweater looks really good on them as it brings out the blue in your eyes, and you look so wonderful today, I can't stand it. That's awesome. Thank you very much for the way you look today. That's it. That person hears that compliment, and you direct it right to them, you're going to get a lot of positive feedback. Positive feedback is what we're all looking for as individuals. We always want to find out a way to change our lives. We're going to talk about it a little more as the show goes on. And I'll tell you what, we'll talk to you next week. But it's always great to talk to you on the Spinato Spin. Have yourself a great night, everybody. Take care now. Bye-bye.